Ocarina. Ocarina. Hey, Ocarina. When I was a kid, my parents tended not to spend a lot of money on video games. In fact, they went out of their way to get the cheapest games they could find. That's why I ended up with this game. And boy, is it bad.
Glover was developed by Hasbro in 1998 for the Nintendo 64 and Windows computers, and had a release in 1999 for the PlayStation. The version we're going to talk about today is for the Nintendo 64.
The story for this game is downright atrocious. The game opens with a wizard mixing potions that cause an explosion. After that, everything goes to shit because one of his gloves gets corrupted while the other gets thrown out of the building. The explosion also separates the 7 magic crystals, which throws the kingdom into disarray. That's pretty much all there is to it.
On top of the bad story, the gameplay isn't much to write home about either. Glover travels through 7 areas of the kingdom in order to retrieve the crystals. Each area is separated into 3 zones and a bonus stage. How do you retrieve the crystals, you ask? By going through areas with overpowered enemies with no defense whatsoever, except, you guessed it, the crystal itself. Granted, you can transform it into a bowling ball, but still, some kind of defense mechanism in this game would be nice. And you think that's bad. It gets worse. If you play on any mode higher than easy, then all the controls are inverted. As if it already wasn't enough of a pain in the ass to play this game, now the controls are fucking inverted. God damn it, Hasbro.
Graphically, this game is extremely disappointing, even for its time. The use of fog to hide the draw distances is extremely present, and the overall atmosphere of the game is very bland and extremely stereotypical. To be honest though, we shouldn't really have expected much from a company that primarily makes toys.
On a side note, I'd like to say that Hasbro actually intended to make a sequel for this game. Based on the gameplay footage, it would have played more like a platforming game, which may have at least been decent.
As a kid, I thought this game was the best thing ever. But now that I've seen the other games for the Nintendo 64, I know it for what it really is. A piece of shit.
All I have to say is, that horrible laughter haunts my dreams.